It is estimated that 85,000 households in Maine have limited or no internet access. That's according to the state's Connect Maine Authority. Think about that for a moment. In the middle of a pandemic where kids are schooling from home and parents are working remotely, thousands of Mainers are literally left out.
Connect Maine Authority has been working for years to eliminate these broadband barriers. News Center Maine's Lindsay Mills spent time talking with Maine families about this and getting the details of some real-world problems. Lindsay?
Well, Pat and Cindy, I was curious to hear what broadband access is like for Maine families across different parts of the state. I found 3 families who, for 1 week, sent me a video recording each night of how their day went regarding internet access and remote learning. What I heard were 3 very different stories.
It's a big challenge for the state.
Access to high-speed internet in Maine.
It has become a critical element of how people survive.
And what that access is like depends on who you ask.
Can my internet keep up?
I don't ever have internet issues.
And then finally I just gave up.
3 Maine parents all working from home and helping their kids learn remotely. When it comes to internet access, all 3 have very different experiences.
Here in Windsor, I don't live really on a road that is very remote. I do have cable and I do have internet.
Ashley Lunt is a mom of 2 girls in elementary school. She is the best case scenario, having no internet issues.
I would have to say my remote learning experience isn't what I thought it was going to be.
One of her daughters has respiratory problems, so staying home was the safest option. And now Lunt is able to work from home too.
I see this being the way of the future.
Another day of remote learning is done.
Amy McGee is a mom of 5 kids, all learning from their West Gardner home.
We are very fortunate enough that we live off of a main road, so our internet service is pretty good.
Her concern, with 5 kids using the internet at once, will it hold up for everyone? Over the week, she said it was fine.
There's just a few buffering things here and there.
The clouds and rain haven't knocked the satellite out, although, there's still a couple days left in the week, so we'll see.
And then there's Kim Slosson's week. He and his wife are both working from their home in Owl's Head, and their 4 kids are learning remotely.
The internet this week so far, knock on wood, has been pretty reliable.
They have 3 providers: HughesNet satellite internet, Verizon from Slosson's cell phone, and a Verizon hotspot provided by the kids' school district. Friday, an example of their internet frustration.
My high school-age daughter and I both had some trouble today with the hotspot at home trying to work, and then finally I just gave up and had to go to a restaurant and connect to their Wi-Fi to get some work done.
It's hugely frustrating. We hear those stories day in and day out.
Nick Batista is the senior policy officer at the Island Institute, which helps Maine's coastal communities.
And internet it's place-based infrastructure. So you might have good internet on your street. Your neighbor 2 streets away might not have access to the same level of service.
Broadband is what I refer to as a street-by-street battle.
Peggy Schaefer is the executive director of Connect Maine Authority.
Because it really depends on where you live, what your connectivity is like.
In May, the state secured internet access for more than 26,000 students who reported facing connectivity issues using money from the CARES Act. In July, more than 75% of Maine voters approved $15 million for broadband infrastructure.
It's a really important first step for the state.
Even before the pandemic, broadband was a major priority.
Senator Shenna Bellows is one of the co-chairs of the Broadband Caucus in the legislature.
Kids are going to fall further behind. We're going to see a greater gap between the haves and the have-nots unless we take action to address this.
To solve this digital divide, there are several things that need to happen. It's going to take time, it's going to take investment from public and private partnerships, as well as federal funding. And it's going to take a better understanding of how many homes are lacking internet.
So it really takes a significant partnership between the state, between the internet service providers, and the communities they serve, including the schools, to figure out how to crack this nut. And it doesn't happen overnight.
So there is a speed test pilot project happening in western Maine. It is starting to generate a map you see here. People can report their own internet access and speeds or lack thereof. And there is some hope in the immediate future for hundreds of Maine students. Connect Kids Now is a new initiative by the Mills administration to further connect Maine students to high-speed internet access. There is up to $12 million for projects already awarded, and the program funded by the CARES Act is expected to connect an estimated 700 kids to high-speed internet in areas identified by the Department of Education and Connect Maine. It will happen fast. The infrastructure needs to be built by the end of this year, which is the deadline to use the funding. And we expect to learn more about this from the state soon. Live in the studio, Lindsay Mills, News Center, Maine.